Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. All right, I'm sitting here with my best friend in the entire world, Tanya Jane Applestein, and I have been wanting to make this video. I can't even tell you guys how long I've been wanting to make this video. Like, this has been on my list of videos to make for probably I've asked you to do this video for how long now?
A couple of years.
I mean, it's been like,
started,
yeah, since I started, I've wanted to do this video. And if you don't know Tanya, she's been in a lot of my vlogs, but she hasn't been on this channel a lot. I think we did like one video where we read Craigslist ads.
Oh yeah, it was funny.
And we did that in the car. And it was funny because today I brought
Misconnections
ads, yeah. And so today we just went and got a pedicure because I'm getting ready to go on vacation. And so we went and had our feet done. And she was like, "Are we not doing the video in the car?" And I was like, "No, I brought the ring. I brought the ring light." So we're over at Tanya's house and we set up the little. She's got like a perfect setup for YouTube. So I put out on Instagram for you guys to ask questions for Tanya, questions about Tanya or questions for Tanya to answer about me. So. The majority of the questions were Tanya's perceptions of me. I literally got like over 100+ questions. So, and many of them are repeats, but I'm just going to go in here and answer. Well, I'm not going to answer the questions you are.
I know, but I thought it was just about you, not about me.
No, it's about, I mean, some of them are about you.
Okay, all right. I thought I was just going to get
But they're nice. I kind of read through some of them because there's a lot of repeats. Repeats. But I think before I get into this video, I should probably give a little background history. Because if you watch the vlog, you know a lot about Tanya, but if you don't watch the vlog, you probably don't know a lot about Tanya. So we've been best friends for 22 years, which is pretty amazing.
Crazy.
I know, yeah. And we met through her dog kennel. So Tanya owns a dog kennel because some people ask questions about that in there. And, but then we found out that we were both sober. And so we have been best friends, actively involved in 12-step program for 22 years. Mm-hmm. And tonight is our home group night, so.
It's just going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long day for Tanya and I together. We're trying to get this done so that we can get to our home group tonight. Okay, so I'm going to get into these questions, and they're interesting. So, okay. I'm just randomly picking these questions, you guys, so I have no idea what's going to come up, in what order, or anything like that.
I'm so nervous.
Are you nervous?
No, I don't get nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Let's
okay.
do this.
Okay. And she doesn't have her glasses on because it like bounces off the ring light, but she did say, "I need a ring light. I look so much better with a ring light on."
I might put them on though in a minute, just because I'm nibby.
Okay. All right. Okay, so do you think you would be as close if one of you moved across country?
Spiritually, yes, I do. I just can't imagine that. I can't even go there. I think it would be hard.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard. I don't even really like to think about that.
It's interesting because we talk a lot about it. Tanya will probably at some point move to Tennessee or Florida, and we're definitely thinking about moving to Florida. So, I mean, we know that that's going to happen. And in fact, when we talk about moving to Florida, we talk about the distance between...
Where you're going to move and where I want to move.
Yeah.
I think we'd make it work.
Yeah. Cash. And one of the hard things, Tanya's Mastiff is right here, who is about 4 feet tall. But one of the things that has been such a blessing for us is that, you know, like when our husbands go to bed late at night, like I'll come and pick her up and we get a fountain coke and we drive around and we solve the world's problems. So, I mean, that's been like kind of a cornerstone of our friendship for the past.
Yeah, no matter what goes on during the day, we can, yeah.
Yeah.
The night kind of makes it better, I think.
So I do think that it would affect our friendship if we weren't.
Yeah, because we wouldn't, it wouldn't be like an everyday kind of thing.
Right, yeah. Okay, what's one little quirk about Peter that you don't think he is aware of?
Oh, I think he's well aware of his quirks, and if not, I'm sure they've been pointed out to him. You know what, I don't think Peter gives himself enough credit for the progress he's made in his life, and the fact that he is a lot more generous than he gives himself credit for. Quirks he doesn't realize is that he probably messes with my window way more than he should. The car window. It's like he wants to control the car window. No.
We fight for control a lot.
That's right.
In the car radio.
His car. Oh yeah, it's got to be
like that.
good.
And she said his car because I always drive.
And I love to leave like little things like cracker, like a little bit of trash in there just to keep him on his toes.
Because I like to keep my car really spotless.
Oh, we're spotless.
And so whenever we go somewhere, like every once in a while, I mean literally like every 6 months. Dog hair everywhere. Literally every 6 months she'll say, okay, I'm driving today. so that you have no control over the situation.
Oh, yes. And then remember last summer, I finally had him talked into riding in my Jeep.
Yeah.
Remember that?
So her second car is that she has like a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, real old. And we put the top off and we went in. The next day, like the whole bottom of it rusted out. I'm glad it didn't.
She's like, you're gonna be have no control. It'll be good for you. Okay, that's a good question. What's the biggest change you've seen in Peter over the last 20 years?
A lot more calm, centered, zen. Things roll off his back, I think. You don't take things as personal, I think.
I definitely would agree with that.
I mean, it's like
especially in the last 5 years.
Oh, I think in the last year.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff that, you've been through, I admire you for it.
Well, thank you.
You've been through some big stuff.
Tanya's so great for me because she is so calm and centered. I mean, she gets heated sometimes too.
Oh, I can get heated.
I have a few memories. But but she's very like Julia Sugarbaker. Like she like puts people in their place if she gets frustrated. So it's like a very educated, intelligent response, but she's calm. And so I pull that from you, I think. That you're always just so calm and kind of centered about things. She doesn't really get frazzled that much. Do you think?
If I do, I don't show it, I think. I build up and then I'm really frazzled over little stuff.
And then she'll say to me, like, she'll get in the car and I'll start saying something and then she'll say, can I just talk about me for a little bit?
Yeah, and that's what, and then you listen.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes.
Because she'll have had it like just a horrendous day or something, Okay, what is the biggest misconception people have about Peter?
I don't.
Do you even know what their misconceptions are?
No, I don't. I mean, I would think maybe if, I don't know. I think somebody, like maybe if someone met you, they would think that you were maybe into like name brands and, different things. But I feel like you're very down to earth. Like you're the same person whether you're at Ultra Festival or, on a Caribbean vacation than you are sitting on the back patio in a trucker's cap with the fire going. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you are that person. You're not materialistic.
So you don't think I'm different between?
No, I think you're the same. I think you fit in no matter where you're at. And you're not judgmental of people. It's
gotten better. Like yesterday, I went over and I introduced myself to my new neighbors. That's not something I would have done.
No, you do have social anxiety.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she really experiences that with me. What is Peter's... I don't know what this would be, so this will be interesting. What is Peter's #1 pet peeve? A lot of people ask this question, too.
Well, I think, one, leaving trash in your car. Or putting your phone where his phone is. Because that's, it's your business. Your biggest pet peeve? I think it's not... I think when people kind of laugh things off when you're trying to be serious. It's like you'll pull me back from that. Like if you want to have a serious conversation, I throw a joke out, you're like, no, seriously, I need this conversation.
Yeah.
To not be flippant with how you feel.
Well, I think there's a time and a place for humor.
Right.
Yeah, I struggle with people that can't have a serious moment, like that there's not a lot of genuine authenticity there, that yes, let's laugh, life is not meant to be taken that seriously.
Right,
but
we're not a glum lot.
We're not a glum lot, but I do think that there's moments where we need to have some serious talk sometimes.
Right.
I mean, not you and I necessarily,
no,
but like in the real world.
I am that person. Like if something's bothering me, I flippantly throw out a comment. And I'm not necessarily that passive aggressive, but I really can be when I stuff things. And I feel like you pull me back, like if I make that comment, you just don't let me get away with it. You're like, really, what's going on?
Yeah. Recently that happened because you were kind of going through a couple hard days, and I was like, no, you're turning this into a joke. Like, tell me what's going on.
You're really upset about it.
Yeah, like what's really going on. And then you really did tell me, so. Okay. Do you have a favorite Peter memory you would be willing to share?
Oh, I have tons. I think one of the funniest.
I'm worried.
No. I think the funniest is when we were at the lake. we went
She's
to the,
looking at me like, should I tell this story? I have no idea
No,
what
we
she's
went
gonna
to the
tell.
lake with a bunch of friends. So basically,
We used to go to the lake every summer with a lot of like sober people. We would rent a cabin on the lake.
some sober people.
Lake Norris.
Excuse me. But what he would do is we would come in, we'd be on the boat all day, and then we'd cook a really nice dinner, and then we would do just talk and stuff at night. Is when it's when you do your high kicks on the deck.
Oh God, why did you have to bring that up?
He can do a damn good high kick.
So I would walk around and just do like real high kicks, okay?
All over the deck to any song.
I'll show, if I ever get on RuPaul's Drag Race as a guest
You can
host,
do a
I'll
high
show
kick.
it. I can do a high kick. Okay. I did want to be a rockette when I was a little kid.
Or that when we were in the water that one day and we were like saying words we didn't remember that we didn't like
Like
you
moist
hate
and-
like you hate Davenport and slacks.
Yes.
So I kept coming out of the water and I'm like, Peter, would you come over here with your moist self?
She kept on
Sit
like
on my
saying all the words.
Davenport and wear your slacks.
I'm trying to think of my favorite memory of you ever. Like ever. Honest to God, like I think like the majority of my favorite memories happened right there on the patio. Just always like, you know, in my late 20s, early 30s, Tanya sponsored so many people, and that her house was just a sober center. And it was just, this was the place. I mean, there was always like, you were cooking dinner and grilling out. You and Eric were grilling out and
Played a lot of games.
yeah, played a lot of games, tons of games.
I think that's I love that. And we pretty much win and everybody kind of gets
I know.
aggravated at it.
Oh, that's one of my favorite memories. Okay, so we have a good friend of ours that has, she might struggle with anger a little bit. You know who you are, gal. We love you. But anyway, so we were playing a game right over there. And what was the game we were playing?
Catchphrase. And we were
Catchphrase.
just tearing it
And we
up.
were just winning like one after another. It was Tanya and I, and then she and her friend were like playing over here.
Then we'd throw the
And
thing.
we go, oh, hot potatoes, hot potatoes, hot potatoes. Yeah, that was the best right there.
Or one of the funniest memories is when my cousin, he used to play poker for a living. We were sitting at the table and he was trying to teach us. I think that's what one of my greatest memories are. He was trying to teach us how to play poker, and he is serious about his poker. We didn't know anything, and then all of a sudden we're like, woo, these cards are hot. And he just cleared the table and said, you're not taking, remember that?
Yes.
He threw all our chips and we weren't allowed to sit at the poker table.
Yeah. I don't play those kind of games
No.
with them anymore. Okay. Let's see. What do you love most about Peter? I mean, what's there not to love about Peter?
No, really.
Do you know, like, your friend, like I always say that a really good friend will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, and she does that for me. But a really good friend will also keep you humble. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you don't allow me to get too full of myself. You know what I mean?
Like the night the girl was in the...
Like, I asked you something earlier, and you were like, I think what my answer to that would be was, I owned it back in the day. I was always the girl out in the, you know, like, I mean, you know, I think, like, you pump yourself up as best, or you pump each other up as best friends, but you also kind of keep it humble. Like,
Oh, yeah. Like,
you know?
I can be both. What was the question?
What's the thing you love most about me? Because I'm so wonderful.
Is, I think what I love most is his accountability to admit when he's wrong and apologize. That's big to me, to somebody. Like, if you feel like you've offended me or you know I'm going through something, it's like there's boundaries you won't cross with me at certain times, and you respect that, and I think that's a respect.
I think, yeah, and I think, well, thank you, but I think the hard thing for me, like with YouTube with that, is that people don't see the process behind that.
Right.
Like, I think there's a lot of people that just want the result. They just want the apology. And for me, it's a process. It's like talking to my sponsor, talking to you, processing it, owning my part, really understanding my part in it before I just go, oh, I'm sorry. Next, I'm sorry, next.
Right, it's what can I do different?
What can I do different? And it's so important for me to look at that.
It's the action.
Yeah, and so I think that's where, like, it's hard sometimes, you guys, to be sober and live on YouTube. It really, really is.
Oh, honey, I'd be drunk.
Don't say that.
I'm just kidding. That's a
She
joke.
she says it to me all the time. She's like,
can't
I don't
do
know
it.
how you deal with half of what you deal with. I really don't. But
No.
Okay, favorite song to sing at karaoke, and when will we be going to karaoke?
Wagon Wheel. We could
Oh,
really rock
that was just on.
Yeah, in the
Whiskey Lullaby.
whiskey, definitely.
Whiskey Lullaby is like our song, like our.
But hey, I
sobriety
tried
song.
that at karaoke. It's not a good karaoke song.
Well, right now I'm really into singing old school John Denver songs, like Annie's song.
Oh, yeah.
We were singing that last
Rocky Mountain High.
What did we used to sing back in the day in the car? We would like really...
No, you,
You always say the Cabbage Patch song, but that's not what it's called.
No, the Cabbage...
That Billy Currington song. Country.
The lights.
Okay, you get sober and you fall in love with country.
Lights.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget what that song... We used to sing that.
Kenny Chesney. We were just singing, what's the...
Excuse me.
The song that came on the radio is that Crystal Gale? It was a Crystal Gale song.
Well, we can do some Delta Dawn.
Delta Dawn,
what's that flower you have on?
We're nobody's singing duet.
Could it be a faded rose?
What do you think is Peter's best and worst quality?
His worst quality, I feel like, is his social anxiety and being too hard on himself and worrying about what other people think. Not knowing his worth. His best quality is being there. Just being there, just suiting up and showing up. You know, if it's Fountain Coke, if it's me needing to go to the Walmart for the kennel and I can't carry in everything, then, I mean.
I wasn't always that though. Like I learned that from you. I don't think I was that person 10 years ago.
No, but you were, that's what I mean, your ability to learn. I mean, you learn and grow.
Yeah.
But you're not the same person. I hope everyone's not the same person they were even yesterday.
Yeah, Tanya has taught me a lot about suiting up and showing up. I had a very good friend of mine, she knew him too, that passed away several years ago. And his mom called and said, I'm gonna start crying talking about this, but his mom said, we're taking him off life support. We would really like you to come here and say goodbye. And I immediately got off the phone with his mom and I called Tanya and I said, I can't do this. And she said, he was a really good friend of yours and you need to go. You need to go and say goodbye. And she was like, he would do that for you. And that's what I mean by like, a good friend tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Like, you've put me in my place. And like, I was so scared to go. Like, I just didn't emotionally know how I could say goodbye. And I get there and he's in the exact same ICU room that my mother was in. And I'm like, I can't do this. Tanya was like, you can do this. You're going to be fine. He would do this for you. He cared a lot about you. And like, that's where I think you've taught me to suit up and show up.
Well, yeah, even like, I have, I could have, well, I've had a panic disorder and it's a lot better now, but say like in the middle of the night, if I get panicky, I just need to hear a voice. You know how they say touch, just to bring you back to reality. And, used to I take meds for that. Now I don't do that. But I mean, I always know his phone's on, right? I mean, that's...
And I'm up late.
Yeah, and that's just like, people think that's no big deal. That's a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know.
Yeah, and she will call too. Like, if her husband's out of town or something, she'll call me and she'll be like, what are you doing? I'm like, okay, she's panicked a little bit. So.
Or you've let me fall asleep on my couch and snuck out. No one knows that apart.
Yeah,
I'll fall asleep
say,
and be like,
just let me fall asleep and then you can leave. Okay. Have you ever had romantical feelings for each other?
No, but remember when you went to that we went to that psychic and he said, I'm going to tell you that the lady in the next room is in love with you.
That. Oh, yes.
That was kind of creepy. No, we've never.
But Tanya's family did at first. They didn't understand.
Oh,
like,
no.
They were like, I don't really understand. Like, you have this like good-looking guy over here.
Yeah, I'm like my sister-in-laws, my friends, like, he's so hot. I'm like, he's Peter. And then Eric even, it was like, he was like, just being with an opposite sex all the time. But, oh well.
It works. Somebody asked on here, do you think that our being in recovery together gives you a stronger bond than normal?
Oh yes, definitely. 100%.
It's a language that we speak that, you don't have to explain the backstory. So if we're in a car together and I've like had a bad day and I'll be like just even me saying to her, like today I was like, like my sponsor's been a godsend to me this week. Like Tanya can help me with stuff, but sometimes she's too protective. Whereas like my sponsor, like she doesn't know the people, the players, and she doesn't understand all of it. So she just gives me really, I mean, she knows more now because we're so close. But so like for Tanya, she's sometimes too close to the situation, But I can say to her in the car, I can say, well, I was talking to, my sponsor and blah, 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 whatever. And she'll say, yeah, totally. I mean, I don't have to explain it. She just gets it.
Oh, and I would never second guess the sponsor over friendship.
Yeah.
Because we have a friendship, and I think the one thing is we have to stay out of each other's
well, she's very close with my sponsor too.
Program, so.
I'm trying to get her to be my sponsor sister.
Lord knows I need it.
Okay, so let's see. What is your favorite thing and least favorite thing that Peter does regularly?
I was kind of like the other one.
You're being very nice to me because you do have
he's
some
late.
Late. I knew she was going to say that.
It literally drives me crazy. The lateness, like no matter what's going on in anybody.
I am bad about it. I'm better now than I was.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes. I'm sorry, my mouth.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh, hell to the no. The lateness and the, I don't know. There's so many, not bad things. I meant like the favorite thing he does.
Tear me apart. She goes, I'm going to be honest on this video. She goes, so I hope you can edit it. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, his favorite, well, I don't know. I can't, the favorite thing.
Like, people see me as goofy and all that kind of stuff. Am I like that? And, like, what you see on video, like, on my different channels. Well, first of all, people want to know, do you watch all my videos?
No.
She rarely watches my videos. Yeah. She's like, honey, I love you, but I see you enough every day. I don't need to watch your videos. Yeah. Okay, but when you see those videos...
I used to watch them all.
Yeah, she watched a vlog of mine the other day. Can I tell the story?
Yeah. Well, I don't care.
She watched a vlog of mine the other day, and she was like, well, I tried to call you, and I didn't hear from you, and I saw that you went out to dinner with Melissa. Like,
and a cracker, but he's double dating everything, and he can't answer my call. My least favorite thing.
Then I had to show her that I had called her like 3 times that day.
I need proof. Yeah,
yes, she's like,
good Judy number 1.
Let me just tell you, if she was a drama channel, she would be, you are always and forever good Judy number 1.
Oh, I would have the receipts, whatever that is.
She would tell the receipts.
I would show them little papers.
Okay, but am I similar to what you see on video?
I would say definitely yes.
Like in the vlog.
Oh, in the vlog, definitely. Your Peter's review, definitely. I think that...
You think the review channel I am so much?
Like that. You're that goofy side. I think your drama side is hilarious. I don't think people get sometimes that you're joking. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing, like it's a YouTube channel and you're joking.
That's her least favorite channel of mine.
Yeah, don't even get. But it's like it's like.
And it's not because of me. It's just she doesn't care about any of that stuff.
No, I just don't. I mean, I understand. Like, I enjoy watching it, but to me, it's entertainment. It's not the personal.
It's so funny because she'll call me and she'll be like, "So, did you see that Jaclyn Smith released a new palette?" And it'll be like 3 days later, and I'll be like, "Jaclyn Hill?" And she'll say, "Yeah, Jaclyn Hill." Or
I didn't even know. It's kind of fun though
cute.
now.
Now she knows about it. She watches it all. I have to tell you, she's got her favorite drama channels. She knows what goes on.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that she watches and likes, and there's a lot of people, and she'll call me and she'll say, "Trisha Paytas has lost so much weight. She looks great. Have you seen her?" And stuff like that. And you were so supportive of me being excited about going to LA and stuff.
Oh, that was awesome.
That's the kind of stuff that I feel like as a friend, like she's just fantastic with that, you know. So
well, and I think too, one thing that I've seen like anything I read is these negative comments in regards to, well, Tanya didn't go to your wedding, or Tanya wasn't. I don't know where this comes from. How long have you and Alex been married?
Can I pause this real quick because it's going to stop?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, we have been married since 2011. So.
Oh, is it back on?
Yeah, it's back on.
Oh, okay. I'm like, did I say something wrong?
No, I was stopping it just so that, because it was at 23 minutes and it stops anyway at 23 minutes. So we've been married for, 2011, so 7 years.
Right.
Or 8 years almost. And we've been together for 11 years.
All right, so.
10 years
well,
went on.
When was the Vegas ceremony?
2011.
Right. I wouldn't even fly by myself then. Wouldn't stay by myself. Remember that? Wouldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the things that you have let me do. It's like now I can travel by myself. But then there's no way I would have traveled to Vegas. I was scared to death.
The thing is this, with the critical comments and why I think they don't bother me as much as they do, and I'm very protective of my friends, like Tanya and Melissa and Alex and his family and my family and things like that, is because I have 2+ years of being used to this. Mm-hmm. You, next to Alex, well, you probably more than Alex because you've been in so much, really get it. Mm-hmm. Alex, it just doesn't bother him whatsoever.
Unless they really come at you, it does.
Unless they come at me,
right.
Then he is really protective. But I think the thing that's hard is that people don't, like, I can say something in a vlog like, oh yeah, and like, you know, my mom passed away and Tanya, whatever. I don't even remember what I said at that time. But they don't know the whole background of the fact that you literally hadn't gone on vacation for 2 years.
Well, my grandbaby, I was with my grandbaby. And you were going to see your
grandbaby, right. So it was like, and Tanya literally, I stayed in her house, like, her friend was staying here, house sitting your son.
Right.
And she was like, you need to be there with Peter, and she orchestrated the whole thing. She and my friend Liz called everybody in recovery to make sure that they would be at my mom's funeral, and she was like every day calling me, are you sure you don't want me to fly home? Are you sure you don't want me to fly home? And I'm like, no, like, you need to be on vacation. You've been there for me for 3 months while my mom's been sick. So then the comment that she gets is, Tanya wasn't there for Peter.
Oh,
and it's like, it's...
Well, it doesn't bother you, but it kind of does bother me. Because then, I mean, like, they've assassinated your character all over the place.
I know.
But that's my integrity of my character. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I'm like, I just don't understand what the malicious point would be to even say that. So that is, I guess, one thing. If anything has bothered me on YouTube, is like, why is that?
Well, it's interesting because I just finished reading the daughter of a serial killer about the BTK killer. And she quoted, I can't remember who she quoted in there, but she said, the opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference.
Yes.
And I think it's so true, you know, that like, when you really don't like anybody anymore, you just really can't be bothered. Like, I don't watch their videos. If I don't like somebody, I just don't look at their stuff. I just am indifferent to it. It's just like, okay, go on with your life. But I think that there are so many people that are really hate-driven, and it's almost to an obsessive point. It's like, have your comments, say what you have to say, and honestly, like, you usually just, like, it just rolls off your back. You're just like, I don't really care what they have to say. You know, they don't like me, okay. And,
I think for me, my first thing is, that's not true. The second thing is, after a while, it's compassion, because hurt people. So it's like, and you know that, like, you're not proud of a couple things you did. Like, I mean, you're not proud of that. And you're like, okay, you know, you were hurting during that period. If you think back the years that all that happened, that was a very hurting period for you. It's a growth spirit. So I feel compassion for the people that have to put that out there, because evidently they're just not very happy people.
Right.
And to have all that in your heart and your mind, it's too much.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I mean, like, Tanya, yes, I definitely think that. I mean, Tanya's been, she's my road dog. I mean, she's been there through all of it. She's held me accountable, and she said things to me, and, you know, like, in reference to, like, the tweets, and maybe ways I behaved in friendships and things. Like, Tanya said to me, maybe you weren't the best friend. You know, what's your part in that? My sponsor said that. I've taken a lot of look at that. The tweets, I'm not proud of. But I can't continue to go back over and over and over that stuff over and over again.
Well, you're not the same person. Thank God that someone does not judge me on 5 minutes of my day. Because there's 5 minutes every day, I'm probably not a very good person.
Oh, I'm sure give me 3 hours, I'm not a good person.
If you want to know who really I am, right? Like, if you want to know who really you are, see you in line at Walmart letting someone through. You know, Peter always makes me put up my cart. If I like to grab things off and just throw them, he makes me take them all the way back. Those are
I'm like, that's good recovery. You got to put things back where you find them.
Whatever, but that is integrity. You know what I mean? I want to be that person.
How many things that you see in the comment sections that are negative, let's say, how much of it do you see about me that's lies?
Well, I mean, can I be honest? I mean, like, I don't, there's no truth to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's like...
I mean, there's really, like, there's no truth to it. Like, yeah, did some of that stuff happen? Yeah. I mean... Did
it happen that way? No.
No.
It's like the stuff with my, like, the questioning of my career. Like, Tanya literally has known me since I was 23 years old, okay? She's been there with me when I got my master's degree. She's been there with me when I worked in treatment. Patients of mine, Tanya sponsored.
Pretty much.
She knows my supervisor. She knew the owner of the hospital. So she knows my reputation in Indianapolis.
But see, that's where a sponsor and a friend's different.
Yeah, because that's where she gets really protected.
I would have just pulled out everything and then we were taught, don't put hate out there that creates hate. So just sit on it. It will come to fruition.
This was supposed to be fun, lighthearted.
Okay, let's go.
No, but I do want to say this really quick because I read this the other day on Billionaire Mindset, which is one of my favorite Twitter. And
we've never really talked about this.
No, we really haven't talked about it. I mean, we have personally, but not ever like. But it said on here, and I really like this, and because this is really my attitude, and this was the attitude that my sponsor said when we were going through everything. Hold on a second. Where was it? When you're wrong, admit it. When you're right, be quiet. And that's my attitude about things.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me.
I'm not, you know, like people say to me all the time, how do you keep silent and stuff that you know that you're right about? And I'm like, I do not owe. Like Tanya said to me the other day, she said, I have never in my life met anybody that is ashamed of having a master's degree and having had a 15-year career being, you know, as reputable as you were, to then feel like you have to explain to anybody what you do. She
Now
goes,
I'm like,
you don't know
me.
anybody.
Fax me that sheet. I know, I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, it's just, the whole thing is so ridiculous. But, okay, let's go back to some of the questions.
Yeah, let's be fun.
But that's been my attitude. And, you know, I think the thing that people don't really see behind the scenes, they see me talk about it on video, is I have worked with my sponsor. I have worked in meetings. I mean, she sees me. I mean, how am I in a meeting? I pour my heart out. Like, I bawl in meetings. I share my stuff. And
Kind of embarrassing, too.
shut up. But I really have, you know, like, I don't want to be that person that I displayed in the past. And I don't. And that's why, you know, for the last 6 months plus, I haven't said anything on Twitter. And I've just tried to, like, be myself and just stay in, you know,
But
doing
you're not that person.
Not today.
No.
But we've all had those moments.
Well, heck yeah.
I mean, I remember a moment On the Border when you let the waitress have it because she brought a cold burrito out to you.
No, it was my steak, and it was just, it was horrible. But I will say, at 55 years old, which, oh yeah, now I'm going to, you're so old.
Oh, you're the old lady, you too.
Oh, what? At 55 years old, thank God for no social media when I was, like, in your early 30s.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Well, I said that to her the other day. I said, can you even imagine if there were cell phones and phone cameras?
Oh, I would have
and
to
Twitter?
live in a cave.
No, there's no way.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay, somebody wants to know, or somebody asked, it was on here, how to handle hate that I get? And since we're talking about this, let's just include that in there right now.
How do I handle it? Well,
Yeah.
I try to really stay off of it.
She's more protective of me than I'm probably protective of myself.
Right, and two, if I see something, then I don't really come to you with it. I let you try to find it on your own. Like, I'm not always calling him. Like, when at first I was just devastated, and then I just had to learn, he's going to continue to do this. That's what he does, so.
Like she and Alex will get messages from people, and I won't even know about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they'll send them messages and be like, Peter this and Peter that.
Call my business.
Yeah, I had somebody call her business. Let's talk about being intrusive, you know? And then they won't tell me because they're so protective of me. And then later I'll find out about it because I'll be tagged in something or whatever. And I'll be like, what is this? And then they'll be like, oh yeah, this. Now the phone call you did tell me because you.
I did, but like the Instagram message I got that I was a fat toad. I was like, I'm never coming on again. You're such a fat toad. Oh, and then.
Well, since you brought it up, somebody did ask. They said, as a confident plus size woman, what would you say to other people to be confident?
Oh my gosh, at this age.
And I took it, I wasn't going to ask, because I was like.
No, at this age, you know, I have psoriasis. I mean, it just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't.
No, I mean, it really doesn't. It's not like if it affects me.
But we're constantly talking about our health and working on it and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just not relevant for me.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband still buys me size 7 jeans. And I just keep taking them.
I love him.
Take them right back to the plus size section. Because we don't want him to get glasses. But I mean, the people that love me, they see me as me. They don't see me as overweight. That's the way I look.
Definitely not your husband. I mean, these two are two of the most passionate, romantic,
I'm my best friend.
sex-loving people you've ever seen. I mean, seriously. I mean, they are. And, like, that's... Like, Tanya models that for us. And a lot of people ask about Alex, your perception of Alex. Like, when you first met him and what you think of him now.
When I first met Alex, I thought he's hot. What I think of him now that I think people have a real misconception of Alex is that Alex loves Peter with all his heart, and he's such a family-oriented person. I think that's what surprised me about Alex. You know, just because he was younger, you know, and my husband's older than me. So it's like, just because he was younger, he adores his family and loves his family, and that's his ride or die.
Yeah, what's the age difference between you and Eric?
13 years.
So it's 12 years between Alex and I, and you've been married for how long?
30 years.
So it works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It works till... No, I'm kidding.
Is anything about Alex that surprises you?
I think how much he loves his nephews.
Yeah. Well, I guess that doesn't really surprise me, but...
But I don't know... I didn't know him like you know him.
Yeah.
Like, when those nephews came along, it was like, oh, they're so... Yeah. I think that's...
Tell the story really quick about the first year that Alex went to the lake house with all the sober people.
No, I can't
Yes,
tell
tell
that.
it. It's funny.
About him laying out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a funny story.
I'm gonna blush. Okay, so Alex and Peter are laying out in the front of our friend's boat, and Alex had these really...
No, it was just Alex down there by himself.
No, it was you and him first, but then you got up, whatever, because we're busy.
I know, I'm not in this story about that.
So Alex is laying there, and he's in these really tight swim trunks. I mean, he looked really nice, and Eric, my husband, came down, and he's like, well, that's just kind of ridiculous. And believe me, every girl there was absolutely built like a brick house, adorable, walking around in their bikinis, and all of a sudden I just raised up and I go, wait a minute. We deserve some eye candy. You've had it all week.
For a whole week, it would have been like girls.
They've been walking
we'd be at the marina and it'd be like girls and cut off Daisy Dukes and a bathing suit top the whole week. And so, what did you say? You said,
I said, wait, we need some eye candy. You just leave him alone and let him be our boat ornament.
Yeah, Tanya's been great. And I think, like, you know, there's been many times, marriage isn't easy. Like, you know, that's one thing I'm really, really honest about is how tough, you know, marriage is. And, you know, she's helped me a lot. And, you know, there are nights that I'll get in the car and she'll be like, Eric's driving crazy. Well, and so, like, she normalizes it for me, right? Because I think, like, my conception was, well, if my husband's driving me crazy, then there's something wrong with our marriage. When I realize, you know, but then, like, the next night she'll be like, I can't wait to get home because, you know, like, I'm really feeling frisky tonight or something. Like, she won't say it like that. That is one thing that's kind of funny. In 22 years of our relationship, we have never found the need to ever have a very, like, we talk about sex, but not graphically. We've never felt the need to go there.
No, it's respect.
I think it is respect,
yeah. I think it's the words that come out. Well, one thing that I never finished the question on what I like about you the most is that we can disagree politically, spiritually, religion, and it's respected.
Yeah.
It's not the society that it is now.
I would say that when Tanya and I met each other on all of those aspects, we were like here, like
definitely.
And now we're here, and so it's interesting but we've never had an argument about that.
Well, I don't know if I can say this, and you can take it out if it's not allowed, but I remember telling somebody, they said something to me in regards to you being gay, right? And I'm like, well, he's the only person that's ever been in my car at midnight singing gospel songs, screaming out his voice. So,
yeah, that's one thing that people always find surprising is that I like gospel music.
Oh my God, I love it too.
I do love
we like
gospel
old time,
music.
yeah. Well, the Wyans are who we like. Cece
Winans, yeah, I love her. Okay, there was something I was going to ask you now I can't remember. Okay, what is your advice for maintaining a 20+ year friendship?
Friendship? Unconditional love.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's some things that Tanya does from time to time that I'm like, like it won't piss me off, but I'm just kind of like, okay, like I was late today and she came out and she was, I wouldn't say it was passive aggressive, but she was kind of like, hey, it's now my time, okay? Because she was kind of moseying around her car. And I'm like, girl, we're running late. Come on, let's go, you know? And I'm like, okay, but Peter, you were 15 minutes late. So, but you know, the thing is interesting. So many people ask about our worst fight that we've ever had. Okay, so we've only really had one fight.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so what was the fight that we had? Well, it was at the lake.
No, well, what was happening is I'm cleaning up everything.
We kind of remember this different ways.
I'm cleaning up everything, right? Because
last day,
and my name's on the $5,000 deposit for this house we had, which was a gorgeous beach or lake house. And I asked Peter to bring up a cooler, and he's like, "Well, we're ready to go." And I was like,
well, I thought the house was done. I thought everything was clean. We had all been working on it all day long.
Oh, see, it still bugs me. It was an assumption because I did it. It was done. And he was wanting to get in his car and go, and all I wanted to do was just take a shower and go home. And I was like, just go on out of here.
So for the whole week, okay, we're on the patio, in the back patio. Nobody, and this is back in the day, recovery people smoking cigarettes, okay? Nobody smoked in the house. That was like big no-no, right? So Tanya, I'm on the back patio looking at her and I go, Tanya,
we're leaving.
I go, that is not what I said. See, I said, Tanya, this is literally, you guys, 10 years ago, okay? This is the only fight we've ever had. I said, Tanya, what are we cleaning? Like, what's there left to clean? And she looks at me and she goes, I mean, she had it, right? It was a lot that week. And she goes, not you. Not you. Anybody but you. And she goes, like that, and lights a cigarette, and she looks at me and she walks straight through the house to the front. And I look at Alex and I go, I don't understand what I did. Like, what did I do? And I'm like all upset and stuff. And he goes, let me go talk to her. And he goes and talks to her. He goes, I think we should probably just leave. So we drove back the entire way back, the 6 hours from Tennessee. I'm like in the car, like a mess. I'm like, Tanya's never gonna talk to me again. So we get back, and she gets back like an hour after we did, and I look down and my phone's ringing, and it's Tanya, and I'm like on the front porch, and I said hello, and she goes, I'm so sorry. I go, I'm so sorry too. I don't want to fight with you.
That was a horrible drive.
It was a bad drive back. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, wait. There's so many of these like favorite funny memories. What's the secret of being friends? What's it like to hang out with Peter?
Just like this.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, back in the day, some of my favorite memories are we've watched hours of Nancy Grace in this living room right here. Literally hours.
We don't do that much anymore.
Dr. Phil. Oh. All the voices that I do and stuff. That's absolutely Oprah. I mean, that's the stuff that we do. Driving around in the car singing songs. That patio. I mean, just hours on that patio.
What's Nancy? Or what we used to say about Nancy Grace?
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Elizabeth, could you get those pictures, Elizabeth?
Elizabeth. Off the screen.
Put the pictures.
Off the screen.
Oh my God. Okay. An embarrassing story that happened to Peter.
You want me to be honest?
I know it's going to be the one. I know that it's the one story everybody wants to tell. Can you give me a hint?
It was before we got to the casino.
I know. God, you and Alex always want to tell this story.
Because
just tell it.
Just funny.
Just tell the story. God, get it out there. Just, I don't care anymore. Just tell it.
He comes up and he I don't know even how to say it. He shattered himself. Before we went in.
I was so embarrassed. It was my birthday, you guys, okay? And I don't know what. We were like at the pool.
All day.
And I had like eaten like the salad from Eddie Met Salad back then, and it just made my stomach really sick. And we're literally like on the interstate, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. And Alex is like, what are you? I go, I'm not gonna make it. Like it was
like a bridesmaid moment.
It was totally a bridesmaid's moment. I'm so embarrassed of that moment. And literally every chance, he's like, I'm telling the story. I'm like, God.
And hey, he didn't miss a beat, baby.
No, it's like
washed up through the underwear.
This one, Alex and my dad, any chance they can get. Tanya and my dad, one time, she came out there and went swim with us and stuff. She and my dad were just going back and forth, like swapping funny stories about.
Oh, I love to listen to your dad tell stories about you.
Really?
Oh, it made my heart soft.
We need to go out there again this summer.
Oh, I would love to. I think he liked it too.
Yeah, it was fun. Ever see a ghost?
I don't think so.
We did see the Slender Man on the side of the
window. Oh yeah, that was creepy.
We've told that story before.
Yeah, over and over.
That was really, really creepy. Okay. What are your top 3 favorite things about Peter? I'm ready.
Honest, vulnerability, and humbleness. Once you knock him down with fake. I'm kidding.
Did you ever think Peter would be YouTube famous?
I mean, I never doubted. I mean, you got it. I mean, it's just who you are. I mean, I don't know if it was YouTube or Big Brother or something like that. But I think that there's a misconception, like you strive to be famous. You do what you like to do, and this is the kind of stuff you like to do.
I never thought I was going to be, I mean, that all came out as a joke. Right. I started saying that as a joke. I don't really think of myself that way. I don't get noticed in public. I don't think you've ever.
Yeah, you do.
No, very rarely.
Oh my God, we like 3 or 4 times at a local gas station.
Oh, at the gas station that one night, this girl went crazy, and Tanya, she loved every minute of it. Tanya will, like, we will be in a gas station, and she'll say to somebody, he's YouTube famous. Like, do you know him? I'm like, Tanya, please, girl, stop.
You don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all. But, you know, the thing is that she doesn't seem any different, so I don't think, like.
Oh, it's not changed you at all.
You don't think so?
Well, I think it's changed you in the fact that you can't trust everybody.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, you don't have that naivety that I think people don't get with you. Like, you really believe in the faith of humanity.
Well, the thing is that Tanya, 2 things that she'll say to me is, people on YouTube don't give
not your friends.
They don't give you, I mean, Tanya has warned me about people, and then it has come true. Like, she'll say, I think you need to be careful, and then it has come true. And 20 years ago, when Tanya was saying the same things to me, I listened to her. I don't know why I haven't. But 2 things that she's taught me is that her opinion can change in 5 minutes if she wants to, because she's a human being. And she'll say, people on YouTube don't allow you to have your opinion change. She's like, I can have opinion 1 second, and 5 minutes later it can change.
Oh, heaven forbid, yeah.
And she's like, and I never tell the same story twice the same way. And she's like, you tell a story one way, people hold you to that as fact. Like,
well, that's a sign of someone who's lying. If you tell the same exact, things change. I mean, who doesn't embellish a story every once?
Yeah, it'll be crazy because I'll like call her and I'll say, somebody thinks I'm lying about this, and she's like, what? I do think I way overshared, like on the vlog and stuff, but like at this point now, I love the vlog so much. I love the people that watch it. I'm not gonna stop doing it. And if people want to look for every little detail and go ahead, because that's not who I am, and I know that. You know, my sponsor says to me all the time, she says, are you a chair? And I'm like, I'm not a chair. And she'll say, how much do I need to convince you that you're a chair before you'll believe it? And I'm like, nothing that you could do would convince me that I'm not a chair. And she's like, you know the truth. Why do you feel like you need to convince people of that? I'm like,
well, and you've always been that way, and we both are. Like,
yeah.
if I sit someone next to the airplane, someone puts their AirPods in, and I'm like, I know their whole story by the time I get off. Got them a drink, got them a little snack.
But I also do like validation and acceptance.
Well, I don't want you to change, because then that gift that you have, someone else will receive and not throw it back.
I'm not willing to stop sharing stories of my life because somebody chooses to use it against me.
Well, and that's what Liz has taught me.
Yeah.
Don't stop sharing your gifts because someone else has trampled on them.
Right.
Then you close off everything that possibly someone could.
This is very much like a car conversation right now.
Too deep.
Okay, before
right,
I can take a last couple questions, and I'm gonna stop it because we're almost at the end of this because it like only goes to 23 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay. So let's get a couple more questions and then we'll sign off. What were your first thoughts of Peter? And then they also ask later, has Peter changed a lot in 22 years?
Oh God, yes. I hope so. We all changed.
Girl, I don't know about you, but I look just as good as I do.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what were your first thoughts of me? Do you even remember? Okay,
yeah.
So this is so funny.
Yeah, I remember.
So the very first time I met Tanya was at her kennel. And I said to her last night, I said, do you still have like all your records from 22 years ago? I said, because we could find out the exact date that we met.
I think what I noticed, I mean, and this is honesty, that I noticed most is how attractive you were. Second, how cute you dressed.
I did dress cute back then.
Yeah.
But
and then how open you were.
God, when you get older and heavier, it's hard.
It is.
She used to always love, I would wear at work, I would wear this. It was like this Abercrombie sweater vest.
Oh, I
and then I always wore it with jeans, and because like where I worked in treatment, we could dress casual, and I would wear it with like jeans and like Birkenstock clogs
and a plaid shirt underneath.
And she'd be like, she'd go, oh God, I love that outfit.
And then sometimes you'd wear a tie.
Yeah, sometimes I wear a tie with jeans. I love to do that.
Yeah, I like that look. Or you'd wear like a jacket, like a blazer with your jeans and your loafers and your
I think that like I definitely was more styling back in the day. I love clothes. You know
I do too.
Yeah.
You just, I mean, it's just when your weight changes, you can't wear what you want to wear.
Right.
Like what I want to wear and what I buy, sometimes it's two different things.
Yeah.
So I go, like if they ask about a plus size, I go with more of an athletic look because I think it's thinning. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, cute high tops and...
But you've really tried in the last couple of years to be different. Tell them about the arms, because I love this story.
Oh
and I
God,
had nothing to do with this, but she puts it all on me.
I hate my arms. I hate them. I hate them. And for so long in the summer, I would literally not ever show my arms. And one day I was just sweating and sweating and sweating. And Peter's looked at me. He's like, girl, let them arms fly. He's like... You are you.
Life is short. It's not a dress rehearsal.
Whatever. Be comfortable. And from then on, I wear tank tops. I don't care.
And you look great.
Oh, well...
But you look cute, and you wear these cute long dresses. She always gets those long dresses and stuff.
But I mean, it's really changed because I really, like, you know, I'm still self-conscious about it. And they look a lot better tan than they do not tan. That's all I can say.
You're always tan, though, because you're always going on vacation. So, okay, other than that, do you remember, like, how do you think I've changed in 22 years?
I've already answered that, but I think you're 10 times more zen, more humble, more serene.
I was very nervous back in the day, like just speedy, like.
Yeah, to some point until you found something that relaxed you.
Yeah.
Like you're different one-on-one than you are in a group, I think.
By the way, Tanya needs a channel ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
We love you, Tanya. One thing you hate about Peter.
I don't hate. That's not my vocabulary. What I dislike about Peter.
Can you hear Cash snoring over there?
Oh, it's just that, and this all boils down to the control in his car. And I don't know why. It's because we're in his car all the time. But when I get in his car and I play something somewhere, then he moves it. If I roll down a window, then he rolls it up. If I reach down, well, what'd you drop? Remember, what was that stuff that and I go, I didn't spill one chip in here. Well,
popcorn, she did, and I found it in my
2 weeks later, he's holding up, this is in my car. That's really the only thing that really kind of drives me nuts.
Well, you know, like I was talking about this in my Peterisms video yesterday. It's like I don't think of myself as an angry person. Would you?
No, no.
But I get frustrated, okay? Because I feel like I'll say something, like I'll be like, you know, this, and somebody will say, that's not true. And I'm like...
Oh, I don't like that either.
It is true. It is true. Like, and I need that validation, right? And so I struggle with that a lot. Mm-hmm. So when Tanya says to me, I didn't spill any popcorn in this car, you better bet your ass I'm going to show that there's some popcorn in this car.
Right, which is still a work in progress, because... And it's like some days that bothers you. It's like anybody. Like my biggest pet peeve is when someone says, well, where do I turn up here? And I say, left. And they go, no, I think I'll go right. Like used to, I'm like, Google it. You need to go right. And now it's just like, okay, let's go right.
One thing I don't talk a lot about on my channels, but I talked about recently, and I said I would do a whole video about it, and she knows that I suffer from it a lot, is OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. And it's severe at times. Popcorn moments are severe times for me. That's
yeah, or like say that, like if there's a piece of trash somewhere, I mean, you always have to pick it up. Yeah. Like you can never just walk by a piece of trash. Which is kind of...
I haven't been doing that lately, though.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and I can see...
It all started from me not wanting to throw trash out my window back in the... I hate when people do that.
I do, too. Who does that anymore?
Do you remember, like, back in the day, like, people just, like, throw bags of trash out the window?
Oh, we knew somebody that did that. Remember who did that?
Mm-hmm, I do know.
That really shocked me.
Sinner.
Oh, God.
She's a
Gates
sinner.
of hell.
Well, see you there. Okay.
We're almost done.
What was Peter... Like, we are almost up. Okay, what was Peter like when he was younger? Let me find a... Do you have a best friend song? No? Whiskey Lullaby, probably.
Yeah, probably it's our song.
Who would survive longer in a deserted island?
Me. Actually, Peter probably would.
She actually probably would. You're really resourceful.
Well, I'm resourceful like that, but you're alone more than I am.
I mean, give her an egg, a palm tree, and I don't know, a towel, and she'd probably make a house and have, you know, a buffet of dip and cheese.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, she is like that. She is that person. One of the things that killed me was Tanya back in the day, you know, like, okay, so she would have all of these girls running into her house that she was sponsoring. Literally, what was the most that you were sponsoring at one time? It was a lot, like 10?
It was a lot. Too much.
Yeah, too much. But she would have all these girls. We'd be playing volleyball in the backyard. Tanya would have worked literally a 12-hour day at the kennel. She owns a dog kennel. What's your favorite breed of dog? Somebody asked that.
Mix.
A mix?
Any mix.
Oh.
Except my Mastiff, who I rescued.
Excuse me.
Rescue dogs are probably my favorite.
Pee-Pee the Flying Chihuahua.
Well, and Pee-Pee. Okay. I would have a Chihuahua, though, if it was like Pee-Pee.
So, she has 4 Chihuahuas at the kennel right now.
Oh,
but anyway, so it would just like amaze me because I would come over here and the house would be clean, everybody would be outside, she'd have a fire going, the whole patio would be clean. I mean, she has an extensive patio, like it's like a place for people to hang out. And she'd be in the kitchen and she'd be like cutting up strawberries and she'd have cheese boards out and dips and she'd be like, okay, we're gonna order pizza. And I'm like, she was that mom and that wife and that friend. This was that house. And I'm really thankful for that because, you know, like, I mean, I didn't have that, you know, growing up in the home of an alcoholic, and I had great memories with my mom and my dad, but I didn't have the home, the central home, and
my home's always been real sacred to me. Like,
yeah.
Don't bring the stuff in my home.
Yeah, and you've been that for me, so
I don't do it that much anymore.
I want to say this because I always say this on our sobriety birthdays, and I know I'm getting real emotional, but I always say this, you know. When I got sober, and this is how I'll end it, but when I got sober on December 17th of 1994, they promised me that, I always say this in meetings on our birthdays, they promised me that if I didn't use one day at a time, and I took a look at my life, and I got a sponsor, and I worked steps, and I turned my life over to a higher power, that family relationships would be repaired, that I would cease fighting anyone and anything, and all this kinds of stuff. But they never promised me that I would have the most amazing best friend that I've ever had in my entire life. I'm so grateful for you.
I love you.
I love you too. And thank you for being on this very long video.
I can't read the comments. I can't read the comments.
You can read all the comments you want. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Be kind.